Brother Biglevi, good morning, good morning. This is Sidney Thomas. I haven't sent you any video letter in a while, but you really spoiled my day today with this wonderful, wonderful video because I had my plans and now I've got to change all of my plans because of this video. Man, oh man, man, oh man, oh man. Thank you so much for the wonderful work that you're doing. This brother Patrick and his testimony here, man, this is powerful stuff. But anyway, listen, the Most High is calling his people, as he said he would in Joel chapter 2, verse 32, not 28. I know you like to reference 28, verse 32. Sorry, you like to reference 28, but I'm referencing verse 32. Look it up. Anyway, he's calling his people. And, the testimony is there and all the callers that then followed on, and all of their visions and dreams are on point. And that is where 28, of course, certainly applies. All of their dreams and visions are certainly on point. And I have to say, I have been blessed also in my little way. So I've been given stuff, and that also tallies with what the brother, has been shown. And I had all the things I wanted to do today, but I just have to leave all of that to one side and leave it to another day. How, the Most High is so grand, Anyway, here is what I am to let you know. The first takeaway is as to the square that he's referencing. Well, the square is the 144,000. That's it. It's 12 times 12 is 144. That's the square. And the 144,000 are going to be raptured. Now, when I say rapture, I don't mean the Christian idea of rapture. I mean what happened to Brother Patrick. That's the rapture. Okay, he got it before the rest of us, and he is testified to the rest of us as to what the rapture entails. He was taken up into heaven and shown all what he was shown, just like Paul was shown, just like, some of the other prophets, they don't come to mind so readily. I think Abraham was one. And others who have been taken up in an instant. And you see everything in an instant. So this is the rapture that Paul was talking about, that the Christians took and have misunderstood and have misapplied. And you're right, there ain't going to be no rapture the way they think it's going to happen. Brother Patrick is still here on earth, is he not? He hasn't been raptured away, but he has changed. In the twinkling of an eye, even his body has changed. He may not realize it. But he may now already have an incorruptible body. This is what is entailed here with this 144,000. And it's the precursor to all the various powers that we are to be given. So this is my understanding of what the square is. But also, I am to let you know the date. Now, I hate to be put out on a limb, because when you set a date, you're out on a limb. And when you're on a limb, the limb can break. Okay? The Most High can break it, if you're being presumptuous. All right? And I know I'm not being presumptuous. I didn't even want to, send you this letter giving any date because I'm out on a limb. But he said, give it to the brother. So I have to be like Brother Patrick. He have to humble himself, and I have to humble myself. Well, okay, I'm out on a limb, but I have to give it to you. He's given a date. And I've been struggling with that date since I saw this other video. And by the way, let me do what I usually do, and I want to reference something. I want to play where you start with Brother Patrick, and I want to show you something, because exactly at 7 minutes after this 6 sorry, 7 seconds after the 6-minute mark is when he says shalom. There's a significance numerologically in that. I will play it. I may or may not get to it later. There we are.
Okay, brother, say shalom to the nation. Go ahead, they can hear you.
6:0.
My name is Patrick.
6:07. As when he says shalom, shalom, my name is Patrick. Well, I don't need to play the whole thing because you know all what is in there. But I mentioned, I draw attention to the 6:07 because there are no coincidences, and the Most High knows what He is doing. We are now in year 6007 since Adam. Year 1 being Adam, when he was created in the garden. Okay? So this is about Adam and who is in the succession to Adam. Abraham was a sort of a renewal of that Adamic covenant. And the sister that called, I think, somewhere along this video here of yours, got the message that Jacob was also such. A reincarnation is the term that she used. I might use a different term, but let's go with what she used. Okay, so it's about the Adamic spirit. And Adam, according to the sealed portion, is now the Holy Ghost. Michael. And he is the one that's in the midst. He is the one that's most angry of all. And he is the one that's standing up for his people, as you read in Daniel chapter 12 verse 1. But I'm not to make this video to preach. I'm trying to set a stage for why it is even he wants me to send you this particular little video letter. Now you can share it with the nation if you want, that's up to you, but this is for you, okay? You can take it or leave it. As always with anything I may send you, you may take it or leave it. Here is the first sort of, background that I want to draw, which is this video that the brother did. Brother Coach in the Fight, Rapture, and he thinks the date is January 13th, 22. Now I've been guided, he's wrong about this date because he doesn't have the calendar right. Okay, I know, Lord, there's so much I want to say, but I'm trying to keep this short because these videos end up, being very long and my bandwidth is not that great, so I want to keep it as short as I can. Let me go down a little bit so you can see the reference. This is the fellow here, Coach in the Fight. But he puts it as a question. Last trumpet, Great Awakening, Third Temple construction, 144,000 seals, and etc. I should have set it up at the end, somewhere over here, where the synopsis of what he's done is given. Yes, that's the synopsis right there.
Remember, the same date was the 10th day of the 10th month.
This is it, the 10th day of the 10th month, which he thinks to be January 13th, 2022. Now it is not. The 10th day of the 10th month is this year, the 31st of December. So that's another takeaway I want to leave you with. That this event, which is referenced in the square that Brother Patrick talked about, which is the rapture, the real rapture, which is being taken up the way he was taken up, in the spirit. And some kind of change also would happen to the body, so you get an incorruptible body. The date for that is the 10th day of the 10th month, and in that the brother is correct. But because he has a wrong calendar, he is changing the Sabbath day every month based on the sighting of the crescent moon, which is an abomination according to the Most High. We don't need to sight no moon. The years as given to us by the Most High, the beginning of a year is always the day after the spring equinox of the previous year. Okay, and every quarter As we go, first there's the summer solstice, which basically sets the stage for the start of summer. And then, the date for the beginning of the autumn quarter is basically on the Gregorian calendar. It could be the 21st of September, the 22nd of September, the 23rd of September, which is the fall equinox. And then the date for the beginning of winter is the winter solstice, which on the Gregorian could be December 21st, December 22nd, and even December 23rd, because of how they have messed up the calendar, and that is the winter solstice. Well, this year the winter solstice is December 22nd. So the day after starts the, the fourth quarter, which is the winter quarter. Okay? So the first day of the new month under the Most High's calendar is the day right after that winter solstice. So that's the first day of the 10th month is actually December 23rd, if I have it exactly correct. If Matt, you can check later. Which means that the 10th day of that 10th month is 10 days later, which is the 31st. Something like that. But the 10th day is the 31st of December according to the original calendar. It's not January 13th. But as to how he arrives at the 10th day of the 10th month, I have to concede that he is right. He gives the understanding of Daniel chapter 12, verses 11 and 12. 1290 days after, the destruction, and then the abomination of desolation being equated with the dome of the rock that was brought to that place by the Muslims. And then 1335 days afterwards is this rapture. And when he does the math, the 1335 years after 686 AD, when they put that dome of the rock, the abomination of desolation up there, brings us to AD 2021. And that corresponds to the 10th day of the 10th month. But he goes on to make his mistake that brings it now to January 13th, because he's got a calendar based on the sighting of the crescent moon or the Rosh Chodesh. I hope I haven't gotten you lost. I'm kind of excited trying to bring all these things together. But he's right about AD 2021, and it falls on the very last day of AD 2021. I'm not going to get into the Mayan thing because I don't know the Mayan predictions so well, but they all seem to line up, don't they? Anyway, instead of it being January 13th, it is December 31st, 2021, which is actually the 10th day of the 10th month on the Most High's calendar. Now, I have written a book on that, the Yahweh's Enochian calendar, and I don't have it prepped to show it to you, but that's what I'm relying on basically. But the Most High had led me to understand that what the brother did here, as to how he came up with the 10th day of the 10th month, more or less to occur in the year 2021, is correct. At some astonishment to me, because, let me not get into that. But I have to be humble like Brother Patrick and submit to the Most High. Because I never would have given this interpretation to the 1290 and the 1335 years. But the Most High tells me it's correct. So I have to submit to that in all humility. And he's also let me to know, even before the Brother Patrick gave his testimony, and powerful it is, there can be no doubt that he has been touched, visited. He has been taken up, he's been raptured. Not a doubt in my mind. That is what now is going to happen to the square, the 144,000. and it's to happen on the 31st of December. I had this information before, and I thought maybe I should send it to you, but then I said, no, let me just, I'm out on a limb and act. Okay, so all kinds of reasons, just to keep that stuff to myself. But he says, share it with you. Now, what he's also let me to know, essentially all those he's calling, I don't want to go into scripture because, it's take up too much time and etc. All those he's calling, he's sending out his angels. Essentially, each one of us who is to be raptured on that day will have an angel come down with a shout. With a trump, you probably have a shofar to blow. Okay, and the 10th of the 10th, December 31st, in the evening. Okay? Now, again, I'm out on a limb, so I might as well give it as I've gotten it. I ain't adding and I ain't taking away. So just as happened to Brother Patrick, somehow is going to happen to us. And the instructions he gave to me personally, and it may vary for different people, no doubt. I am to go on a 3-day, night and day fast for the days the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th of December. A wet fast. I'll be able to drink water at least. And then on the 30th, I get to gather my strength a little bit. And then on the 31st, well, we'll see whether he comes. When I say he, the angel that is assigned to me, whether he's going to come and take me up or whether I see an angel. What? I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't claim to. But I'll be prepared, having fasted those 3 days ahead of time, I hope, for the rapture, to have atoned my sins and confessed my sins and blah, 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 blah. I'm to fast. Now, again, your mileage may vary, and I ain't trying to tell you now what you must do or what the nation must do. This is what was given to me to prepare myself for that 10th of the 10th month, corresponding to December 31st this year. Essentially happening around even. I know exactly what time it's going to happen. I mean, as you rightly say, when a baby is about to be born, you have a date set, but it could come before, it could come after, who knows? Okay, so but I am being humble, I'm being obedient. He told me to fast 3 days, 3 nights, starting December 27th. A wet fast, and I've done a 3-day fast like that before, and it's very onerous. I know it's not an easy one at all. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm called to let you know. As I said, you're free to share it with the nation if you so choose, but I send it to you. Okay. Well, I will stop there. I had some things. Oh, by the way, some of this stuff, no, not much, but anyway, this is now a book, The Coming of David Messiah. I sent it to you in PDF before, and now Amazon has got it as a paperback. I forget now in what context I was going to refer to that. Joel 2:32, I did mention already, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of, and I'll give you the name, I cannot apologize for that. The name is Yahweh, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh hath said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call. So Yahweh, his name, he is calling whom he is calling. Okay, and as he calls us, I don't know, I'm not going to argue with you as to this clause here, that whosoever shall call on his name, Yahweh shall be delivered. So I'm not going to set this up as a sort of a touchstone test that if you don't use the name Yahweh, somehow it ain't going to happen with you. That I will not at all say, but this is the scripture that is there, and it was given to me, the name Yahweh. And I'm not going to dwell more on that. I've gone into, I got into a lot of detail it's just gone now. I've gone into a lot of detail here in chapter 3 of the coming of David Messiah as to the name and how it arises. And it's important, I think, because it's the same name that then transmit to the entire inheritance line. Okay, Jacob is actually Jacob. He's got Iye in his name. It's the whole family Iye. Isaac was Iye Zakaka. Even Abraham was actually Iye Abraham. Okay, and Judah is Iye Toda originally, which is phonetically morphed into Yehuda, and that is morphed further now in the English into Judah. So they've taken away the Iye connection, the family name, which really needs to go back into. But anyway, I don't want to preach to you on that. You can take that or leave it as you choose. All right, so 607, which corresponds to this year on the Most High's calendar, which is year 6007, Gregorian 2021. And year 6007 don't end till the next equinox, which is somewhere in March next year. Anyway, and we're just now coming into the 10th month in another week or so. Well, less than a week. December 22nd is I think is that winter solstice. So December 23rd, I believe, is therefore the first day of the 10th month. Anyway, and then later on in this video, I think it's almost exactly at 10:10. I wasn't going to go into this, because this is kind of abstruse numerological stuff, which helps to help me, see the Most High's hand in this, because He's grand. He can arrange things. If you get to 10:10, see what He's saying.
That was indescribable. And I told Brother Levi, y'all forgive me, nation, please.
10:01, 10:02.
All praises. Yes. I'm trying to describe what I saw.
I'm trying to describe what I saw at 10:10 exactly. And what he saw is it's a rapture experience. Okay, so I will leave you with that. Year 6007 on the Most High's calendar, counting from Adam. The 10th day of the 10th month is the rapture of the 144,000, which represents the square. Okay, 12,000 from 12 tribes. 12 by 12 is 144. That is a square. Okay, 12 squared is 144. Okay, so it all wraps, and the Most High has sort of arranged this so that when Brother Patrick starts to talk, it's exactly at 6-7, corresponding to the 6-7 numerologically of the year we are in. And when he gets to 10:10 on this little tape, he says he's trying to describe what he saw, and what he saw is describing a rapture experience. Same as happened to Paul and all that. And the Christians have got it entirely wrong. They think as you ridicule them all the time, and I quite agree. It's not going to be they floating up in the air, and naked and etc. and they're going to end up in heaven. No, they're going to be raptured to heaven in the spirit. As Paul said, he didn't know whether it was physical or whether it was spiritual. Well, it's spiritual, and we stay right here on earth, and we're going to be part of that spiritual Zion, which is the answer or the antithesis of Babylon, and the new Jerusalem. Well, let me not preach anymore, so I'll stop right there, brother. Look, take it or leave it as you choose. Share it with the nation as you choose. You're quite right. You must do these things as the Spirit guides. And and you must pray on these things. And if the Most High says share it, share it. If He says don't share it, don't share it. I have done what He told me to do, and I'm quite happy and content. I'm not. What other teacher used to tell me all the time. I forget the expression she used to use, but she's quite right. It's not about me. I'm not going to get my ego tied up in none of this stuff, because I know it's much, much bigger than my little ego. So look, you take care, brother. May the Most High Yahweh continue to bless and guide you in the wonderful work that you have been doing, the witnessing that you have been doing on His behalf, and may you be richly blessed when that day comes. Great be Yahweh.